Hi everyone and welcome to SEDA College Online. I'm Emma and I'm your pre-intermediate teacher. So hello to everybody who has been joining me for the last few weeks and welcome to anyone new. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I do advise you to look at them because we are doing everything in sequence, so a lot of things will be repeated but in more depth. So yeah, it's a good idea. Also, if you could have a pen and paper, it would be really good to do some practice as I do the lessons, and also you get more practice after and you will get tested as well. So it's all good. Okay, so today we're doing used to and whether. Okay, so to start off, we're going to do used to. We're going to look at the form of used to. Okay, so here we have affirmative. Okay, so we have I, you, he, she, it, we, they used to play football at university. Okay, so we're using used to plus a verb, infinitive verb after used to. Okay, but it's the same for all the subjects. You don't need to change anything here. Okay, negative. Same again. I, you, he, she, it, we, they didn't used to play football at university. So we're using didn't used. Now, sorry, there's a mistake here and I'm just going to change it. And this is actually good for you to know. We do not use D in the negative, or we don't use it in the questions. Okay, so that's something there that you can keep in mind when you're doing the rest of this lesson here today. Okay, so didn't used to play football at university. Then the questions: did I, you, he, she, it, we, they used to play football at university? Answers: yes, I, you, he, she, it, we, they did, or no, I, you, he, she, it, we, they didn't. And they're just short answers, okay? So you don't need to give the full sentence when you're giving answers, okay? So that is the form. Now we're going to look at some more form and the use, okay? So we use infinitive without to after used to, okay? So like I used in the examples, used to play. We don't say used to play. We just say used to play, and that's it. The museum used to open at 9 a.m. It didn't used to have a restaurant. So remember, didn't and no D here, like what I did, no D, okay? Note that the negative and interrogative forms do not have a final D in used to, okay? He didn't used to like fishing. Did he used to like fishing? No D in each of them. Now, when do we use it? Why do we use used to? We've done a lot of form and, how we use it, but why do we use it? We use used to talk about a situation, a state or habit in the past which doesn't happen now. Okay, so we're talking about the past, something that happened in the past or didn't happen in the past and does now or didn't now. State: I used to have long hair when I was young. Habit: I used to go to the gym 3 times a week. Okay, so these are things, state and habit. We don't use used to with a particular time in the past, okay? We use the past simple. For example, I used to go to university. I went to university in 2010. That's the only time I use time in the past simple, okay? Because you're talking about a past thing and it's over now, but there's no change to now to then. So it's really important. You do not use I used to go to university in 2010. No. Okay? So just remember that when you're doing, when you're speaking even about things as well. Don't use time. Okay? Now, let's have a look at some more here. The past situation, state of habit, may or may not still be true in the present. Now, like I said to you, it could be something that's not true or true in the present. So I used to live in Galway, but now I live in Dublin. They didn't used to eat fish, and they still don't now. Okay, so you can use it now. I'm not sure why you would use this. You know, I'm not sure why you would say they didn't used to eat fish and they still don't now. Why would you use used to? Who cares? What you would say is they don't eat fish now. That's it. Okay. But grammatically, this is what we would use, okay, if we're talking about things that may or may not be still true now, okay? But just let me remind you, the second sentence here, they didn't used to eat fish and they still don't now. Why would you use that, okay? You would just say, they don't eat fish, end of story, okay? Okay, next one. We can only use used to talk about the past. We don't use it for the future. Okay, we don't use it for the present. We're only using it to talk about the past. We cannot use it to talk about the present, like I said to you, and you can't use it for the future. Okay, I used to go to the cinema every weekend. I usually go to the cinema every weekend. If I want to talk about the present, my habits for the present, I use adverbs of frequency, and I just talk about habits in the present simple. But when I'm using used to talk about something in the past, it's something I'm talking about what I did in the past, not the present. How are you getting on, okay? So, there's a lot of information to take in there, but just remember the little things, okay? In negative or in questions, don't use D in use, okay? Only used to talk about habits in the past, okay? That may or may not be still true in the present. Okay, and remember, if you're talking about the present, don't use used to, use the present simple. Okay, now let's see how we get on. I'm going to get you to do some practice. So I want you to complete the sentences with used to and the verbs. So all of these are used to, okay? Just look at them. Check to see if there's any, I don't think there's any negative, but check to see if it's present or if it's not, or if it's just interrogative. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes and you just write the answer. Just get this correct. Okay, so you just write the answer and yeah, the number and then the answer. So I'm just giving you 2 minutes to do that. Just give me watch ready, just make sure I'm giving you the correct time. Okay, so let's go through them together, and then after I will go through each of them. Okay, so number 1. I live in a flat when I was a child. Okay. Did you go to the beach every summer? He didn't smoke. Julie studies Spanish. I play tennis when I was at school. And then the last one is a question, okay? Did he play golf every weekend? All of these are okay, if you're talking about the present simple. But I want you to use used to with each verb, okay? So you're only writing the number and then whatever comes after, okay? I'm just going to give you 1 more minute. Okay, 1 more minute and see how you get on. So just writing the numbers and then the answers. Yeah, very good. The last lesson went down really well because there was a lot of people that commented and they made comments below and things I asked for, like subjects. Oh, it was amazing. So well done to you guys if you did that. That was really good. I was really happy to see that. And I would be happier if more people would write. So just make comments. If I ask questions, you can make comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible. You'll see the people who did make comments. I did get back to you. So well done to all of you who made the comments. It was very good and the answers were amazing. So well done. Now, for now, we're going to move on. And we're going to look at the answers for used to. So, I used to live in a flat when I was a child, okay? Do you live in a flat now? Maybe not, okay? But we're talking about not when you were a child. I used to live. Next one. Did you used to go to the beach every summer? Do you see here? There's no D. So just remember, in questions, there was no D, okay? So, he didn't used to smoke. Again, no D in negative. Julie used to study Spanish. Does she study now? No. In this sentence, she doesn't study Spanish at the moment, okay? But she used to in the past. 5. I used to play tennis when I was at school. Do I play tennis now? No, because only when I was at school. And number 6. Did he used to play golf every weekend? No, D. How do we get on? Did you get 6 out of 6? If you did, feel free to tell us. If you didn't, don't worry. It's okay. It's only practice will take time, and it is okay to get 1 or 2 wrong, especially if it's your first time. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is give you another exercise, but this time I want you to complete with used to or past simple of each verb. So you're looking to see, is it used to we're talking about, or is it the past simple? Okay, so again, this one's a bit longer, okay? So maybe I'll give you 3 minutes for this one, okay? So yeah, because it is a bit longer. So I want you to write the number, and again, only write the answers. You don't need to write the full sentence. Again, if it's your first time joining, you will get these handouts after the lesson. So you will have access to all of these, okay? So if there's any questions, if you're looking at it after and you feel, well, I don't really understand this, please make a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible, okay? Don't be afraid to ask questions, because this is your learning time and we are here to help you, okay? So let's look. So last week I met my friend Joe and we talk about tennis final. What do I use here? Number 2, she be a lot happier, but then she lost her job. Okay. I see Michael at the library working hard. He told me to say hello to you. Okay. Children never talk so aggressively to their parents. It's terrible. Okay. 5. Did you take a lot of photos when you were in Paris last year? Last year, please look at that. Last year, there's time there. And number 6, there be 6 restaurants in this town, but 2 closed down, leaving only 4. Okay, so again, you're looking to see if we're using the used to, and if we are, please remember positive, negative, and questions. And then if we're using past simple, use the correct verb. Okay, so all you're doing is changing the verbs to the past simple. Okay, so just give you 1 minute. Okay, guys, so let's move on. Remember, only write the answers, the numbers, and then the answers. Just as we go through the lesson now. As I said, you will have access. If you don't get all the answers, please go back over the handouts and you can check your answers. Okay, so here we go. Now, last week I met my friend Joe and we talked about the tennis final. This is last week, okay? So it's past simple. It's time, finish time, past simple. She used to be a lot happier, but then she lost her job. So she used to be. She's not happy now, but she used to be, okay? Now, the next one, I saw Michael at the library working hard. So that's only recently, okay? So yeah, again, another thing you have to think of is, are these things recent or not, okay? So this is only recently. So I saw Michael at the library working hard. He told me to say hello to you. Number 4, children never used to talk so aggressively to their parents. It's terrible, especially this part here. It's terrible. We're talking about now, okay? And we're comparing it, yes, to the past, but habits in the past. Next one. Did you take a lot of photos when you were in Paris last year? Last year, again, finished action, past simple, finished time. And number 6, there used to be 6 restaurants in this town, but 2 closed down, leaving only 4. So we're talking about in the past, yes, but there used to be, okay? There used to be 6 restaurants, okay? So how do we get on with that? As I keep saying, go back over, learn the little things, especially used to in the using it in questions and negative. Just watch that, okay? And especially the pronunciation. Used to and then used to is use, okay? We don't put D onto the negative or interrogative, okay? So now we're going to move on to weather vocabulary. So I can't say all of these have happened in Ireland, maybe where you come from, maybe you have experienced some of these, but let's look and see what they are in English. We're going to look at some weather vocabulary in English. Okay, so let's have a look. First one is boiling. So you would say, I'm boiling. Now it doesn't mean you're actually boiling up, okay? But when the weather's really hot, you would say, I'm boiling. Now that doesn't really happen in Ireland very much. I think the most we've ever experienced in Ireland, maybe 32, 33 degrees. But yeah, some people, you might hear people say, I'm boiling. And when you think of boiling, you think, oh, the kettle's boiling. But we also use this as an adjective during the weather. And then another adjective we would use, cloudy. So when there's lots of clouds in the sky, you would say the weather yesterday was very cloudy. And then cold, especially when there's snow, yes, it can be cold. Foggy. Now if you look here at these, this is fog, that's the noun, and then foggy is the adjective we use for that. Okay. Next one, hurricane. Okay, so this is like a hurricane. Again, we've heard of hurricanes happening in Ireland and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know if there's anything as mad as this, but yeah, there is hurricanes all over the world. Then we have monsoon. In Ireland, we don't get monsoons very often. I think only in really tropical countries. So where you come from, I'm sure there's monsoon weather, and that's a lot of rain. And then you have thunder and lightning. And then rainy would be the adjective as well. You would say the weather yesterday, the weather last year was so rainy, it was a terrible year for weather. Okay, let's move on to more. 3 more. Next one we have snowy, so that's an adjective. The weather is snowy. Sunny, so there's the sun there. Okay. And then the last one, can anyone guess what the last one is? Look at their umbrellas. What kind of weather is it when their umbrellas is like this? And you know what it's like to have an umbrella. If you're living in Ireland, it's very windy. Okay. So windy, not windy, windy. Okay. So now I'm going to get you to do some practice. Okay. So you're going to practice, and I want you to write, starting with this picture, moving across here and going down here. I want you to write the correct word, the correct vocabulary, just on the memory of what we have just done. Okay, and again, I'll give you a couple of minutes. There we go. Okay, so see how you get on with this. And don't worry, if you don't know how to spell it, don't panic. You can learn that. That's just about learning to spell, okay? But these are very common vocabulary connected with the weather. If there's any other vocabulary I have not said today, can you make a comment and tell us the meaning of it? Because again, it's all about making comments, and it's all about learning. And we can learn, and everybody can learn by telling other vocabulary connected. I mean, I could do more and more vocabulary here, but these are the most common ones. But if there is any other vocabulary, make a comment. Don't be shy. As I said, the last lesson was really good. A lot of people made comments and it was fantastic. So let's keep that going, you know. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the first one. Snowy. Okay, do you remember that? It's very snowy today. You wouldn't say it's very snow today. You could say there is snow, fair enough, but if we're using adjectives, you would say it's very snowy. And this happens a lot in Ireland. I would say if you look outside today, you would say it's very cloudy today in Ireland. It's cloudy. And this means there's no sun, okay? Well, there can be sun as well, but if it's really sunny, there's going to be no clouds. Foggy. I like fog. I like fog. I think it's very, I don't know, Halloweeny or something. It's really nice and fresh, and fog and rain don't mix together, so you wouldn't really have rain and fog, and when it's foggy it's just nice. I like it. Hurricane, again. Windy. Okay, so this is mild wind compared to hurricane. Hurricane is just a lot. We've had a lot of hurricanes in the last few years all over the world. Actually, there was a Hurricane Emma as well. I think that was, so I think it's about 2 years ago now. So yeah, it was fun. Fun to have my name on a hurricane, let's tell you that. So here we have Windy. This is probably the most popular one in Ireland. Actually, no, maybe this is Rainy. But in the last 2 weeks in Ireland, maybe more, maybe the last month, it hasn't been really rainy in Ireland at all. So we're very lucky not to have as much rain in the last month. So like I said, I've told you what my favourite is. Out of all of these, I think foggy would be my favourite. I don't like snow, so I wouldn't say that's my favourite. I don't like rain. I don't like the wind. Definitely not hurricane. Cloudy, but I like foggy. So make a comment and tell me, out of all the vocabulary we've done today, what is your favourite type of weather? Okay, that would be very good. But for now, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for some more grammar and vocabulary. If there's any questions or anything you need help with, as I said, make comments and keep up to date, okay? Keep coming every day. If you've missed a lesson before, be sure they're all online. Catch up with them. Look at other online lessons. Don't, it's good for you to keep learning. And yeah, keep watching TV, the news in English, and keep reading and listening to music. So yeah, keep it all going. There's plenty of ways for you to access your English to practice, okay? But for now, I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe and see you then, guys. Thank you.